Dr. Musa, who is the head of graduate, is not around now, so she asked me to take this presentation. So, without wasting time, this is the outline of the presentation. We try and go by introduction to look at what compliance is all about. Why do we need to comply? So what are the consequences and failure to comply? Then how do we ensure compliance? Granting responsibility, that is what are our responsibilities. The compliance requirements, what are those requirements that we need to comply with? Then some of the compliance pitfalls, so that this one that we need to guide against when we are trying to manage our grant. Then we look at eligibility of grant expenditure, and we look at those principles that guide grant practice, and then conclude. So by introduction, as we all know, grant is a legal instrument of financial assistance, including corporate agreement, which can be in form of money or properties in lieu of money. And we need to know that grant is not a repayment, it's not a loan, and neither is not gift or benefit. It is something that is given, it is fund that is given for the well-being of our people. So we need to manage it very well. Then do not therefore expect us to not to have any gain in managing the grant, but rather that we should use the fund very well for the project objective, and then we should ensure transparency and accountability in managing the fund. Also, do not expect us to have a well-structured accounting system and legal control in place, so that they can have reliance on what we are doing and then have confidence in that organization, so that to be able to deliver on the deliverables based on our memorandum of understanding and MOU that we sign with them. Then we go to compliance. What is compliance? Compliance is a state in which someone or somebody acts in accordance with regulations or guidelines. That is, there's a rule. Oftentimes, when you have your memorandum of understanding, it will state all those guidelines that you need to follow. So you must ensure that you discharge the fund in accordance with what is stated in that agreement. So if you have any challenges, you might have to give it to your lawyer. Where you have lawyer, you don't have anyone, then you can engage one to look at those legislations, rules, and guide with those agreements, so that it will not work against you by the time they are reviewing some of those activities. Then it is equally look at management of funds to achieve the program objective, because this fund is given for you to achieve a particular objective, and you must ensure that we use that fund to achieve that purpose, and by avoiding fraud, institutional mismanagement, and poor management of this fund. By the time we go to those tips, we will elaborate more on some of this. Then why do we need to comply? It's for accountability. So all of us know that we should be able to, at any particular point in time, they will come, they want to see what we have done with the money. We should be able to show them record that these and these and these and these are what we have done with the money. That's accountability. Then funders want to be to want to trust us, that they can entrust their funds to us, so that we want to try as much as possible to have funders trust and their confidence in what we are doing. Then personally, if you're able to manage the funds, definitely you attract more funds to the organization, and then you have your personal satisfaction. I know maybe in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years now, some of you now you'll be busy with many grants that you cannot even, you might begin to give orders to some debts to some of the colleagues and some of the organizations. Like NIMA that we do now, we have more that we are beginning to have SR, we have principal respect, that we are beginning to have SR in some area. Then
only one person said amen to
that. Amen. Then there are some legal issues too that we need to guide against when we are trying to comply to this rule. We need to look at those legal issues very well and make sure that we are not found wanting in any area. Then organizational image. At least NIMA was not where it is now many years ago. So some people have built the image to what it is, and that's why we're able to do some of these things we are doing. Then integrity. We need to be honest in whatever we are doing and have moral integrity in whatever we are doing. So, and that's a personal character traits that all of us need to exhibit so that when we have grant, we need to be sure that if it is your own money, will you use it that way? Then we need to be open, transparent, so that as many that will come and review what has been done in that organization, they will have the same opinion. Then, if you fail to comply, what are the consequences or what are some sanctions that will happen? One, there can be a loss of funds because if you don't comply, if you need to get subsequent disbursements, they will not give it to us if you don't comply with the rules and regulation. And they might even ask us to repay the fund. They can ask us to refund the money. Then the program closure, they can close the program abruptly without the whole thing. And then they can suspend and the department from receiving further funds from that particular grant. And it will not be a good image for whatever individual that is involved or the organization that is involved. And I think around maybe 2007 or thereabout, when there was this global fund, these TB, HIV, and things like that. Something similar to this happened. We are SR at that time, and they gave us the fund, and we were able to do that. Thank God, because some of one of the conditions in the agreement was that they will come and take all our original documents. And we said no. But they wrote from their head office that that is their policy and we signed it. Thank God that we asked them that they should right. And it was documented. Unfortunately, there was a fire outbreak in their office and all these documents was destroyed. And then when the global fund, the national global fund came, they could not find any report, and it was in the paper that so amount was given to NIMA, and NIMA was unable to retire. So we have to show them the document and the photocopy. That was what exonerated us. This is one of the things that you need to do. If they say they want the original, you don't need to argue. But make sure that you have the photocopy and let there be documentation that they are taking it away from you. So there is therefore the need to carefully understand the compliance requirement and ensure that there are adequate capacity within the organization to meet them. How do we ensure compliance? Ours is government institution, so I don't know, maybe some of you are from private institution. I try to just bring out some of the things that we do. One, we need to familiarize with law requirements. So whatever the law that is applicable in your country, so you need to familiarize yourself with it. And in the agreement or the MOU sent to you, you need to peruse it very well and try to understand some of the legal issues that can cause problems for you. And as the other man said, you need to discuss with the program officer or whoever that is in charge of the program so that you can iron some of these areas out. In the one we are doing with National Malaria Eradication Program, Eradication Program, there are some clauses and our lawyer pointed out. And we have to call them. There are some we agree, there are some we disagree. So because you have your own internal policy, and if some of these things conflict with your own internal policy, you need to look for a way to come to a middle way so that you will not have any problem. So then adopt practice and system at the beginning of the grant that support compliance. That is what we are trying to say here is that if there are some things that you need to comply with, and ordinarily in your own practice, because what I do here is, even if there are some financial regulation based on the Nigerian financial regulation that we are following, or public service rule, some of these funders, they have their own, which is a bit rigid. I try as much as possible, as long as it's going to give credibility to whatever we are doing, I try as much as possible to adopt it as a standard practice within the organization, even if the federal government rule does not ask us to do those things. Just I said, what is the problem? It's just that they are asking us, because if these one are asking, if we have a level of compliance, maybe 1 to 5, and we are doing maybe 1 to 2, and they extend it to 1 to 5, I think it will give reliance to whatever we are doing. Even if a third party comes and his own level is just 1 to 2, and we have done it 1 to 5, I think he will believe that these people have adequate record and they even give us more than what we require. And we try as much as possible to adopt such practice as our own, that's what we are trying to say, that adopt practice and system at the beginning of the grant and support for grant so that you don't need to come later and try to get those documents in support of those particular payment or transaction because that is the form part of your own process. So when you are reviewing your operational policy, institutional policy, we can include that one so that it will be things that everybody will know, even if the federal government is saying they support those of us that are federal government institution or establishment. So we can just adopt to strengthen our own internal working process and incorporate role and resources for compliance into the organization, which I have said, and assign staff responsibility for internal audit. So this has to do with internal audit. So you can even identify somebody in internal audit for a particular grant or for a particular fund if their own requirement is over and above the organizational standards so that they will ensure that you comply with those regulations. So it will not be when they come for review, you now discover that this one is not done, and this thing will be doing it, and then it will become an issue. Then consult and seek clarification anywhere, any area you have doubt. Then how do we ensure compliance? These are some of the things that government has put in place to ensure that we comply. I put out this one, as I said, institutional accounting manual. There are some organizations that they don't have any accounting manual. They just operate as if this is the way things should be done. And if you ask them for any document, this is your process. You want to see how it's done. Because oftentimes when they come for pre-award assessment, they will ask for all these documents. Because oftentimes it is not you they are giving the grant, this is the institution. And they want to be sure that institution have accounting procedure or policies in place to ensure that their fund is still within that organization. So they want to see some of these institutional accounting manual. So what is said, how are things done in the organization. Then we have internal audit procedure. Is there any internal audit procedure within the organization? They want to know. So public procurement procedure. So even if you have the national public procurement procedure, you still need to carve your own out from there so that it will be restricted to your own organization. And definitely it will be some of the things that is there, but you need to because they want to see your own. It's not that when they have ask for your procurement policy, they say hey, we have the national one. They want to see 9 months code. So we have our all these policies. We have our own. Then we have public service rule, which guide everybody in the public service. And we have financial regulation. There's this financial act of 2020 that just there are some review of some of the information there, and there are some individual circulars that explain more on some of the things you have in the financial regulation or some of those information that have been outdated. So telling us how some of the things, if you look at any public service or financial regulation, CSA is not there. There was a government circular that directed us on what to do. So maybe probably when they are reviewing the financial regulation in the next, I don't know, so maybe I include all those ones. So you need to be acquainted with all these things because these are the things that affect our operation so that anybody will not come and say, no, you don't have these things or there's an information and then you are still relying on the old information. Something happened of recent, we have some federal auditor. And when we give out grant, particular information in the public procurement act that we can give up to 5 million. But because of TSA and because of capital, we all know that at the end of the year they mop up the capital. And there are some grant components or research components. And research has not been concluded, so we can't keep the money in the givings or in a federal government account. So we approach CBN. They said they can't wear out the money for us. So what can we do? And if the research has started, if we are getting to the next year, that means we'll be still. We won't have fun to continue the research. So what we did was that, okay, we can pay the money to the researcher as a research grant, and then the person should pay it to TSA, which we thought is a normal way of at least give credibility to the fund. How can you give 5 million to an individual for a program of about 6 months or 1 year, and you leave the money with it because it's not going to use the money at once. So if we give it to you as a grant, but pay it back to TSA. So pay it back, and then we open an account for you. We open a ledger for you. And whatever you need to use at a particular point in time, so maybe it is 1 million, it is 200, we pay it to you as interval. So we can't leave 1 million with you because as an individual, you might be tempted. So they came, they reviewed, they said no, that we are contravening a particular section of financial regulation that it should be paid to an officer in account that is level 30. I said, is it not the same thing we are saying? That officer in account that is a level 13 officer, if he's tempted, won't he spend the money? So we are going against financial regulation. That's what we should do. And we are trying to do that because we said that was what the law said. We are trying to do that and we nominated some people. Here and there was another circular that Accountant General frowned at that thing that they use personal individual tools, all sorts of things. So we need to just be careful so that we won't run foul of any, and all these people, once they see any